All right. Is it 5? It is 5 o'clock. We are coming in. I love Zoom. I just love Zoom. People, it's 5 o'clock and it's time for Watch Me Work, where every week, pretty much, kind of, sort of around this time, we get together and we work together. We work together. There, how's that? Um, Gathering together to work on our work and talk about the creative process. It's all about your work. I don't talk about my work. And while we do have plenty of time to talk shop, we don't have time for you to share your work. But we really welcome all of your creativity questions. And someone the other day was asking me, what is Watch Me Work? And I just said, Watch Me Work is like free creativity coaching. So it doesn't matter what you're working on. It can be an essay, it can be a dance piece, it can be an architecture project, it can be a song, it can be a play or a novel or whatever, or a film script or a film. We welcome all. We welcome all. How about that? So, and we also are grateful to the Public Theater and the New Work Department and HowlRound for supporting us in this endeavor. Watch Me Work. We've been doing it for over 15 years. Oh my gosh. Started live in the lobby of the Public Theater. Um, and have been going strong ever since. So if you have a question after our 20 minutes work session, if you have a question about your work or your creative process, Zoe's going to tell us how to get in touch.
Yeah, hi everyone. Welcome back to Watch Me Work. Happy December. Can't believe that the year is almost over already. We will soon have the dates of next year available, so please keep an eye out for that. So after a 20-minute silent work session, if you have questions, the way to ask your question is by clicking the raise hand function that can be found in the React button at the bottom column of your Zoom screen. If you click React, it'll give you an option to raise hand, and that is how we will get a nice queue of questions going. From there, I'll call on your name and ask you to unmute to ask your question.
Fantastic. Thank you. Thank you. And here we go. right, all right. Great. So, hopefully we had some good work time. And now if people have questions about their creative process, we're happy to have conversations.
Yes, and as a friendly reminder, please use raise hand function found in the React button at the bottom of your column to ask your question. Hi, Sarah, please unmute and ask your question.
Hi, thanks for continuing to do this. Yeah, I just am wondering, I used to, like, for many, many years, not want to hear anybody's criticism about anything I did. You gave me a salary, so I would take criticism and be very gracious about it at work. But outside of work, I didn't want a thing from anybody, criticism-wise. And now I think I've swung, you can't swing the pendulum in too far a direction in seeking criticism or seeking feedback, I should say. But I saw it all as criticism. I didn't see it as feedback before. And now I find myself, I'm in two writing groups and I get feedback. I seek feedback from both and I take it. My question for you is, what I do think I've swung the pendulum too far in the other direction for is almost every single bit of input I get is something I feel like I need to incorporate. So my question is, how do I discern? How does a writer discern, um, or a playwright, to what to take seriously and what to say, yeah, thanks, that's not my instinct, and therefore I'm discarding it?
Mm-hmm. Wow, that's a great question, Sarah. It's it seems to me maybe that well, just curious. I'm just curious. What did you are you able to talk about what you did for a paycheck? I'm just curious.
Sorry, I had to unmute again.
Okay.
Yes, I worked for a giant technology company for 30 years.
Ooh.
And it was all very, very, very corporate.
Uh-huh.
Although I did start up an LGBTQ business
Oh.
development team for them, which was like a first of its kind and got a lot of press. But anyway,
No, I just
not
wanted to hear you talk about your wonderful, wonderful things that you've done. Go
yeah,
ahead. Go
no,
ahead. I'm sorry to
thank
cut you
you. So
off.
nonetheless, no, I'll stop there. I mean, I did a ton of stuff there and they paid for my education and it
Oh.
was wonderful, a master's, and it was a really good job that I never wanted. All I ever wanted to do was write, but I was too scared. And so yeah, anyway, I managed to retire to do what I ever wanted to do, which is this. But I find I'm happy to get the feedback now. But I'm taking it too seriously, I think, because after all, what do I know about playwriting? I did a corporate thing for all those years.
Mm-hmm.
See?
Right. So my guess, so thanks for no, thanks for satisfying my curiosity. It's really cool what you've been up to. My guess is that one thing is the same. You said the pendulum swung. It seems to me like in both cases you care, if I may venture this idea, that you might be caring too much about what people think.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
perfect.
So in your first career, it's like, don't even talk to me because I don't want it in my head. Second, and now as a writer, don't even talk to me because now I'm letting it all in. So it's actually both. So I it sounds like from your first career with this tech company, guess what, Sarah? You know what's good. You know what you're doing. You really, 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 really do. And guess what? What do you know about playwriting? Well, a lot. And what you don't know, you're going to learn, which doesn't mean that you're not going to take anybody's feedback. You're just going to be discerning because you know what's good and you know what's going on. And trust, right? Just like you were trusting your gut in your tech job. Like I know what I'm doing. Let me just focus. Okay? Maybe pull some of that in because she's still there, that person who knows what's good. Does that make any sense?
I suppose.
I
I did take the criticism. I was gracious. I didn't say stay the F away from me in work. I was always like, yeah, bring it on.
Right on.
But um I my just my mentality was like F all of you. Like
Wow.
I know it was like I really didn't want to hear it. And I was terrified. And this isn't therapy, so I won't say that like we had to, I'm sure it had to do with growing up the way it did, and I'm an adult and it's my responsibility now, blah, blah, blah. But so anyway, so I don't think it's exactly like I used to not take it at work
Okay.
and now I take
Okay.
it. I took it at work also. I'm just
Okay.
telling you, I didn't want to, and I also didn't want to outside of work. I wouldn't take it at all. I wouldn't. I saw it all as critical. I didn't see it as helpful feedback. So anyway, but I do like. I'm grateful for what you just said about. I do care too much what people think, for sure.
Yeah. I really think you know a lot about playwriting, a lot about people, I think you know about I think you have a really good sense of pattern recognition. I think you have a really good ability to self-correct and what they call in yoga svadhyaya, self-study. Remember we talked about you were, I don't know what, a month ago or a month and a half ago, you're waking up and looking at all your devices and not writing and
Right.
right, and feeding your cat or something. I remember some long
Yes.
list of
Yeah.
things you had to do
Yes.
instead of write. And in a couple of months' time, you've really done some wonderful work and
Thank you.
thought of a great title for your play or
Well, that's my wife's fault, but yeah.
accepted some feedback from somebody who right? Okay, so you've come a long way. I would just say just encourage yourself to believe that you know some things.
Thank you.
Just say, hey, I know some things, so I don't have to incorporate everybody's idea, right? Just the good ones.
Thank you. Thanks
Just
so
the good
much.
ones. You're welcome.
Yeah, Sarah, you know so many things.
See, Zoe says, "Oh, you know so many things."
Hi, Lauren. Please unmute and ask your question.
Okay. Hi, everybody. My question is about you stress the importance of committing to writing, even if it's only 15 minutes, to sit down, take time, and write something,
Mm-hmm.
a pattern, consistent, like exercise, because it works. But I'm thinking about the times we think about our play in our head. How do you quantify that? Is that as important in terms of the process, in terms of figuring out, is that the
Yeah. Is that? I'm sorry. Did I cut you off? Is that your question?
no, not at all.
Yeah. I mean, what are you saying? Does it count? Is that what you were asking?
Well, I guess logically, yeah, that's the logical end. Yeah.
But yeah, sure it counts. It counts. But when you go to submit your play or movie or novel or whatever, unless like we all suddenly, all have telepathy, you like read my mind because it's written down there. It's yes, it counts. Of course, thinking about your work counts, but that's thinking about your work. Doing your work counts more. So
Right.
yeah,
Okay.
15 minutes is better than no minutes. And 15 minutes of working on your work is counts more than just 15 minutes of thinking about your work.
Right.
Like as with anything, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
You show it with actions, with how
Yeah,
getting it
right.
done. Right.
Right. So I mean, yeah. So both is better than the one.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you, Lauren.
Thank you.
MXP, I just wanted to check in really quick. Did you mean to raise your hand earlier, or did you mean to do this? Which is
No,
this is
I
great
meant to
too.
raise my hand.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
My name is Mika.
Oh,
Sorry.
Mika.
Thanks, Zoe, because I
It's got my
saw
initials,
like
sorry.
Yeah, I just thought you were like, woo,
right,
which was also
Yeah.
great, but I just wanted to make sure.
No,
Thank
sorry.
you,
That's the only thing I found. Okay.
No, you got it. You got it.
So, hi.
Hi.
It's my first time here. Before I ask my question, if I can give a quick feedback to Sarah for her question,
Sure,
is that okay?
sure, go ahead.
So I have a little bit of experience in what you were talking about. And so here's two quick practical things, maybe they'll work for you. The first one is you said you're in a writer's group. So the people that give you feedback, you know about their writing ability, and some of them resonate with you more than others. And the ones that are more on your wavelength, you may want to give their feedback a little bit more weight. And so, yeah. And the second point is it has to do with, sometimes when I get feedback, suddenly somebody says something and I know deep inside that it's so true. And then I know that I have to do. So when you're taking the notes, when people are giving you feedback, maybe even as you're writing, you notice that something is like, it's so true. You just put a star next to it. So later on, maybe you'll privilege the stars over the rest of it. That's very briefly what I
Those are
wanted to
great ideas, man. Absolutely fantastic. Great ideas.
Thank
Thank you.
So here's my question, and this is about creating the right setting for my creative work. So my creative work is a hobby. It's painting,
Oh,
and sometimes I don't feel like getting into it. I'm tired, I'm distracted, whatever it is. And I know some things that I like to do to kind of get a little bit in the mood, like putting on some music, like taking a puff of a joint and kind of getting into it a little bit. But I was just wondering if there's more than I can do before that. Like, for example, I never I never thought of maybe I could meditate for 15 minutes and try to envision the painting I'm trying to do or the colors I want or whatever, anything like that. Do you have any suggestions in that regard of how to kind of set the mind to get really excited about the creative challenge?
hmm. Yeah, I think it varies to what you like. Do you have a meditation practice already?
I do, but normally in my meditation, like I don't think about anything. I try to like focus on
Uh-huh.
my breath. That's what you're
Mm-hmm.
supposed to do. Uh,
Exactly. Right,
yeah,
right, 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 right.
Uh,
What I mean, do you how big are your canvas? I mean, are they canvases? I mean, do they
no, no,
involve?
no. They're like this size.
Oh, cool. Oh, cool. What about movement?
Yeah.
Do you like movement? I mean, like yoga or tai chi or because
Uh,
it seems like you would be moving but like writing a lot of times we sit and do this or this.
right,
But
right.
so some tai chi. I mean, you say you like music, tai chi to
Uh,
music, maybe dancing around. Um things like that. I mean, does anybody else, we can open it up. Maybe people have their favorite things that they like to do. I just get up and work, but I'm weird. Um, does anybody else, maybe people have some favorite things they like to share? Some people like candles, some people say prayers, yoga, meditation, a walk outside or on a treadmill. And you can just unmute. I think you can you people just unmute or put in the chat? You can put in the chat.
Usually when I go to a museum and look at other people's artwork, it makes me want to do the same thing. Like, oh, can't wait to get to my own work.
right.
Oh, Rona, that's brilliant. Yes. And hi, Rona. Rona and I work together. My darling, I'm going to text you. Um, that's a great idea. That's a great idea.
Yeah.
I just set a goal for number of words I want to write in a day, and you know, 2/3 of it is probably, forgive me, probably going to be crap, but sometimes you got to push through the first 2/3 to get something that's halfway decent, and then once you do, it sort of takes on an energy of its own.
Mhm.
You know, there's like someone once asked Billy Joel what a day in his life was like, and he was like, wake up, make a cup of coffee, sit at the piano, da 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 da, nothing, da 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 da, nothing. And then finally at 5 o'clock, it's like da 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 da, you know. So you know, and at least then, if even if you've written a whole bunch of words and they don't add up to anything, at least you did something that day. But you take away the I beat myself up aspect of it.
Right.
So.
I think, Timothy, I think that's a big part of it, taking away the I'm not doing it right aspect of it. So MXP, you sort of just, I mean, in drawings, of course, is different than writing, but it's the same. If you can be okay with not drawing brilliantly as you would when you're drawing something that you're thinking, someone's going to want to hang this on their wall or buy this. And sometimes, like Timothy said, just going for it, you know, just allowing yourself to be not such a great visual artist. Just get the reps in. I mean, like I play the guitar, you know, a lot of times I just get the reps in. A lot of my work is just getting the repetition of movement, just getting, or when I've written a play a day. I've done several play a day projects where I write a play a day, and it's about getting the reps in. Write the play. Don't worry about the quality. Is that helpful?
Yeah, definitely some things to think about. Um, I have had the same experience as Rona regarding seeing other people's work that's inspiring, but obviously I can't go to a museum every time I want to paint. And as I mentioned, it's my hobby, so I have to squeeze it in certain times of day, and also because it's painting and you work with color, I like to do it when the sun is out.
Ah,
Um, and again, a hobby, so I want to do it when I'm with enjoyment, you know. I don't have like it's not like a task that I must do certain amount every day and all of that. It's a fun thing, it's a pleasure thing, and I like to do it when the sun is out. So I have certain limitations that way. But Rona, what occurs to me also that I don't need to necessarily go to a museum to see inspiring art. I can see it online. And actually, when I go to museums, I take photos of my favorite paintings, and I have a collection of those. And I could easily, you know, access those and look at those before I start painting.
I think those are all great ideas. Those are all great ideas, and I just encourage you, just all of us. There's an enjoyment in the doing of it, and just to allow yourself that enjoyment instead of like the doing of it and it needs to look a certain way or sound a certain way. I mean, who's next?
Hi, Lou. Please unmute and ask your question.
How's it going?
Hi, can you hear me okay?
We can hear you great.
Great, new headphones. Want to make
Oh,
sure.
wow.
New headphones, who dis? It's great to see you, SLP.
Yeah,
Great to see
likewise.
everybody.
How's the book?
Thanks for asking. I just went through 3 weeks of legal reviews with my publisher. I made it through that gauntlet, and I
Wow.
write nonfiction, so I'm
Wow.
writing about real people, places, and things. And I worked with the lawyer for the publisher, and I was advised to hire my own lawyer to protect myself. So it's been the opposite of creative
Wow.
flow.
Intense.
Super intense, but exciting. And thinking about writing this book over 7 years, coming to watch me work, working among you all for 5 years. It's which is sort of leading me to my question. Like, I'm in this really interesting place where it will be published next June, which is thrilling on
Thrilling.
every level, and it is a dream come true. And I'm now in the business, and the steps all new to me. Have no idea. Like I said, I finished legal. I'm about to go into copy edits. There's a person in the world
Yeah.
who's reading it and is going to make me never have a typo, or hopefully, and make me sound
Right.
smarter than I am. Like, what a gift. Talk about feedback. Like, I'm about to go deep. Then it will go to a designer who will design the pages. I'll read it again. So I'm just like enmeshed in this really logistical process. And I was struck when you were talking about doing your work tonight, um, because this is a little existential, but it's like where I like to hang out. Is this the work? Like, is responding to copy edits the work? Meaning, I'm feeling a little blocked about generating new stuff. I asked you, like, my last question a few months ago was I had a new book idea and I started taking some notes. But as I've been like birthing, like on the road to birthing this thing, it gets real logistical and real heavy and not really light. And yet it's exactly the dream and everything I wanted. So I'm balancing a lot. And I think so. I guess the question is, what is the work when it comes to these like last steps of making work? Like, is it like if I get up and do the work that moves this process forward, do I go to bed at night and think I did my work today? Or is there still like that part of me that was from 5 years ago that like is writing, creating, and dreaming? And is that part not really, because that part's hard to feel right now? Am I like missing something? So
You
yeah,
well,
what's the
oh,
work?
sorry. I love this question. Well, you are missing something. I mean, we wouldn't be honest if we were saying you weren't missing something because you are missing something. You just articulated. You're missing that creative, beautiful feeling that we get when we're creating beautiful things. This is the work, though. This is the work. This is the work. This is, I mean, just like, I mean, with MXP, you know, sometimes sometimes you draw or you write or you're dancing or whatever, and it's not flowing. It's still the work. It's still the art. It's still the beautiful thing. It's just not pretty right now. It doesn't feel pretty. It's still deeply beautiful. It's always deeply beautiful. You know, so if we say the work, the beautiful thing, it's always the beautiful thing, Lou. Right now, you're in the middle of the beautiful thing.
Mm,
It's just crunchy and hard. I mean, and we've all had those moments where and you've had those moments where the writing is like, you know, it's
yeah.
still the work and going through the legal with your project, with your dream project that you're bringing to the finish line. It's the beautiful, that's another part of the beautiful part.
Mm,
You know, and what makes you question, I think, is the expectation. Like people when we're writing, we think it should feel fun. Fun. I mean, it's such an American concept. Don't get me started, or maybe I am already started. We got to be having fun all the time, right? Um, but fun is different from being able to enjoy something. Yeah. So
mm,
enjoy this moment. It too shall pass. And you'll be back in the throes of creative. Oh my God, what am I writing? Soon enough, my friend. Enjoy this process. You're surrounded by a team that loves your work, and together you all are marching it to the finish line or ferrying it to the finish line or whatever ground you're covering, right?
mm,
And it's beautiful. Tell yourself it's beautiful. And if you continue to expect and to want something that you don't have, the neighbor's green grass, instead of what's going on in your yard. And I'm talking to you and I'm talking to myself and I'm talking to everybody who's listening.
mhm.
You know what I mean? It's so wonderful
Yeah.
what you've done. You've worked so hard. Enjoy this.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's so helpful. Yeah, I mean, it feels like work, so it must be the work. You know what I mean? Like it's the work. And it is beautiful. It is like if you had told me, again, 3 years ago, you and I chatting about whatever,
Mm-hmm.
if you had given me a lens to this conversation, I would have been over the moon. Like, I'm here,
Mm-hmm.
you know. I'm so grateful that I stuck with it. And I'm so
Mm-hmm.
grateful to you and everyone here for giving me the gas to make it this far. Like, it's
Mm-hmm.
really unbelievable and it is enjoyable and it's really hard. And I think I've also come to learn in this process, I like doing hard things. So I
Yay.
don't know if that's ever going to change, you know?
Yay.
Yeah.
Yay.
And it's hard. So, but it's beautiful. It's a beautiful
Yeah.
heart.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. It's really big.
Yeah, I hear
But
that.
that's really helpful. It's really helpful because I'm like, am I doing the work? Else should I be doing? It's like, well, these are the things that are required to put my work into the world.
Mm-hmm.
So it's the work, it's part of the process, and it's new to me.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe if I get fortunate enough to do it again
Mm-hmm.
another time, I'll know that, you know, but now I'm sort of like learning. Oh yeah.
Yeah. And what else should you be doing? Enjoying yourself.
Mm.
Going, yay, look, I get to talk to a lawyer today or whatever. I get to talk to that copy editor. We're going to do 10 pages or whatever it is, you know,
Hmm.
celebrate it, do your dances, you know, buy yourself some flowers, go out to dinner. Yippee yee-haw, look at us, look at me, look at where I am,
Hmm.
you know. Yeah, what
Hmm.
else should you be doing? You could add some enjoyment, you know, some ice cream
Mm.
or whatever. I don't know.
Emotional ice cream.
That's it. Emotional ice cream. Yeah.
Amazing. All right, this was very helpful. Always a pleasure. Thank you, SLP. I really appreciate it.
Likewise, likewise. Now we all want ice cream.
Yeah.
Yay.
Zoe knows. Zoe had a show, an amazing show at the Public Theater. It was fantastic. It is fantastic. Is it still running, Zoe? Is it still? It would run forever like cats.
That's so nice.
No, it was beautiful. Beautiful show.
Hi, Simone. Please unmute and ask your question.
Hey everybody. Hey SLP.
Simone.
Yeah, I've been appreciating these Mondays. Where I am at now is my experience and go-to is a much more creative nonfiction and storytelling, and so kind of stretching myself, transferring that to um, theatrical way of thinking and writing. And so where I would say stuck. I'm slowly wading through the water. I don't feel stuck, but I'm wading through the water of trying to figure out how to move the story along verbally, because I'm so used to that narrative kind of way of thinking. So for example, if I was just writing a piece or telling a story, I would say like the man walked down to the water and he sat there thinking his thoughts or something, something along those lines.
Mm-hmm.
But you can't quite do that when it's a theater play. And then I think I'm feeling a little, like I said, not so much stuck, but really trying to figure out how to not just make it where this person, in those moments where he's alone, I'm good at the dialogue when there's more than one person, right? But like, right, how do you transfer that where it doesn't always feel like this person is just walking around talking to themselves, narrating their life, or you leave everything to here's this paragraph of details of stage direction details. And so that's where I'm kind of just trying to navigate.
Cool, cool. So your character tends to, I mean, is it you don't want him to talk to himself out loud to the,
I don't want to default to that every single time, but I was trying to figure out if I was defaulting to that every single time.
but
Um,
have you written like a whole draft of it, of the piece?
I'm in the middle. That's why I'm in the middle
Okay.
of um, like,
You
okay, so I know it's going from here and I know it's going
uh-huh.
from there, but
And you
then
know where
those
it's
those
going.
moments in between.
Uh-huh.
Mhm.
Well, what I mean, would it be so bad if you like wrote this is the first draft?
Mhm.
If you wrote the first draft and like defaulted, as you say, to him walking around talking to himself out loud?
No,
I mean, there are worse things. You know,
but
if
my mom used to say that talking to yourself keeps you sane, so I'm not
there,
mad at
well, maybe he's trying to keep himself sane.
you.
And maybe I mean, Hamlet talked to himself. And look at
Yeah.
him. Look what happened to him. No, but I'm bummed. No, you know, characters in plays, they talk to themselves. I think that, I mean, you can at least try that for the first draft.
Okay.
And also just to see who he's running into as he's walking around. but I would encourage you to keep going, you know. And a lot of times, you know, we get stuck because we think, it should be something other than it is. I mean, like in a way Lou was saying, it should be something other than it is, right? It should be something. Well, what if it's not? What if this is it? And so we can lean into whatever it is. You know, I'm not saying passively accept shit, but I'm just saying embrace where you are right now. And if your beautiful character is walking around talking to themselves, that's okay. Whole beautiful plays are just people just, you know. So you can give yourself that permission. Write your draft and then see if it works. It might work really great.
Fair enough.
Fair enough. I know. Thank you. It's a beautiful question. It's yeah, we have to give ourselves permission to sort of embrace the beautiful thing that we're doing. And in a way, that's the way through, you know. It's a tricky conversation to have in this environment, but anyway, that's what I'm finding with work over and over again. It's like, oh, that's what it is. That's actually what it is. So I might as well just go with that. Yeah.
Yeah. Thanks. I will give myself.
Okay. We'll check back in. We'll see how you're doing. Uh-oh. I think you froze. Somebody froze. Did I freeze? No. There you go. You're back. Someone said, SLP, can you say more? Where's is that from Sasha? I'm reading the little.
It looks like it's from
Go
Sasha.
ahead, talk. What do you want me to say more on, hon? I see you. Can you unmute?
Yeah, sorry, I didn't know there's a queue going. I didn't mean to jump in. So I was just curious what you were saying to Simone about just what it feels like for you writing plays in this climate and kind of going through that.
Oh, well, yeah, thanks, Sasha. It's not necessarily plays, whatever the work is, you know. For example, with Lou, you know, I'm doing this, I'm about to work with a copy editor. Is this the work? And actually question, is this what I should be doing? Is this because it doesn't feel like I want it to feel? Or sometimes I'm working on something and I think, is this how it's supposed to be? And there's a lot of resistance because I have in my mind maybe something else. And just once I accept whatever it is, the style, the characters, the story, then I can at least get through a draft. So what makes it tricky in this climate is that, you know, we have things that we want to be different in, say, maybe the socioeconomic climate, and we want them to be different. And so we're encouraged to resist and speak up and those kinds of things. So it's it's tricky, and it's a longer conversation than we have time for in the next 4 minutes, but we can keep talking about it as the weeks go on.
Thanks. I guess like just to respond, I'm just curious. Yeah, I think an artist maybe lives in a different place than the rest of the world. Sometimes that feels like a second challenge. Like your work might meet your needs, but maybe you feel like at odds maybe with, I don't know, the greater audience, if that's business oriented stuff, like more businessy side of things and stuff like that. I don't know if that's kind of what you were getting at.
Yeah, or sometimes you're trying to write something that's necessary to lots of groups of people, but not necessarily marketable. There's a lot of, you know, there's certain things I have a lot of students and they, you know, at various colleges and universities, and they all want to be, you know, having hits on Broadway, for example. That's, you know, and I'm like, yeah, that's great. That serves a certain group. And yet there are other groups that also need to be served, you know, because the arts, to my mind, is a service industry. So yeah, it's like I said, it's a big conversation. And we'll continue.
I interpreted, and I'm sorry, my internet went out just when you were like responding. I interpreted you saying that, and well, in a lot of different ways, but one way is that sometimes that inner monologue or those conversations about whatever's happening is that is the thing, right? Because sometimes you can't have those conversations, or you're not having those conversations with individuals, and you're just like, ain't this some bull, whatever, right? And it's like, and I can't, you know, so it's this, yeah, so it's how I kind of looked at it as sometimes it's those conversations that we don't get to have, but that's what the art form is for, is to be able to say the things that are in our heads and our hearts out loud. And so that's why I sat with that. Thanks.
Exactly. That's exactly right. Ooh, Lisa, we got like 2 minutes. Yes. How you doing?
I'm doing good. How are you doing?
All right.
Good. All right, make it fast. I'm in Act 2 of my play. So Act 1, I feel pretty good about. But Act 2 is where the characters kind of unravel a little bit. And it dramatically, of course. And I'm feeling the need to want to put some of the scenes up just to have some actors come in and read. And I mean, but I'm wondering, is there like a too soon for actors?
Oh, well, no, but there might be a too soon for you. I know you're involved in a couple of different writers groups, or at least one, and they give strong feedback. Am I
Right.
remembering correctly? Yeah.
Yeah.
So I whatever you do, just be mindful about who you're inviting into your head.
Okay.
You know, sure, invite some actors over. I mean, actors are awesome. They're going to really be super helpful. And or you might just read it aloud to, you know, a friend or two. You could read it aloud. If you want, but just be mindful, that's all, because you have some communities that give, to Sarah's point, very strong feedback, as I remember, talking with you over the years. So
Okay.
take care. So take care, Lisa.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right.
Well,
that was great. Everybody killed it.
Again, I know, we landed the plane. All right. All right, so we will be back. What is the date? It's not the...
Yes, we will be back on December 15th, and that will be the last Watch Me Work of 2025.
All right, beautiful people. We love you. Have a good couple weeks. See you soon.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye.